What's going on YouTube? Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. I want to start this video off a little differently. For those that may not know, I know not everybody pays attention to the news and all the things. We're here at my church right now, but if you're unaware, here in North Carolina, in the western part of our state, in the mountains, they have just been completely devastated by Hurricane Helena, whatever you want to call it. The hurricane that came through near Tallahassee and hit our mountains. There's people currently at the making of this video that are trapped. They're stuck in their homes. The roads are flooded. I mean, it's just a complete disaster. I mean, on epic proportion. The emergency manager out there literally said it is biblical proportion, the devastation in Asheville. I don't understand it all. It's mountainy. I don't understand how it could happen, but there's people trapped. We really need to pray. If you're a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, like myself and my family, please be in prayer about these families that are just all from Florida all the way to North Carolina, even up into West Virginia. I'm hearing there's just been devastation of flooding, and people are stuck without food. There's been many deaths. It's just terrible. So please just keep them in your prayers, and let's believe that the Lord is going to touch and move in that situation and help those folks out. So I am using my new GoPro Hero 13 Black. Hero Black 13, I don't know what you call it. I'm trying something different. I'm very surprised how small the GoPro is. I ordered the media mod. Let me know in the comments. I'm still doing this in 1080p, but I'm doing it at 120 frames per second. To put that in perspective, normally when I do videos, I do it in 60 frames per second. This is twice as many. It should be a little bit smoother. So we can take, but the beauty of this Hero 13 Black camera is that it can go up to qualities of 5.3K. That's higher than 4K, which is incredible. So now that may be a big file, but yeah, so it has very cool capabilities as well as super slow-mo. The size of this, there's different attachments I may be able to get for the hat, for the chest, to where I can show you guys different perspectives of doing lawn care work. So we'll see how that goes. Let me know in the comments if there's any noticeable difference from you on how the video quality looks. Here is our project lawn, and as we kind of look at this, I hope you enjoyed Saturday's video. That was the day 5 update that I filmed last week. So we're somewhere around day 8, day 9. I don't know exactly. I'll have to calculate it. But the lawn is looking good. It's looking pretty awesome. This is the area that doesn't get a lot of shade or a lot of sunlight over here. I told you guys we put down the Magical Plus, but everywhere where we're looking, you can see we got pretty tall germination. I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches looking for this ryegrass. And so everything's looking pretty decent. I'm hoping that the Magical Plus we put down will begin to help with things like this, the moss that we see in the lawn. Again, it's probably more acidic soil. And so the Magical Plus is supposed to help to raise the pH level so we don't have that. We may have to actually look at putting down some moss killer, if you will. We talked about that from Jonathan Green. I'll link that down if you need some of that as well. So we can clear it off the top, but we obviously, as we said before, we need to actually go to the root of the problem, which is the soil. But everything is pretty much the same. But I did want to address several times I've seen several people comment this, and I wanted to talk about it because we've talked about it previously before we ever started this overseeding project. And the comment that I'm referring to is a lot of people said, Mr. Ferguson, was it a smart choice doing ryegrass? Because if you do ryegrass, doesn't that just mean that it's going to burn out in the North Carolina summer and you're going to have thinning? And so I want to talk about that. And yes, you may be right. But number one, this is a, quote, project lawn for a reason. I don't know a whole lot about ryegrass. And so this Jonathan Green mix is half tall fescue, half ryegrass. And so I'm going to be able to see how does ryegrass do in an average North Carolina spring, summer, winter time. So I fully expect this to come up to look pretty awesome all the way until May, and then we may see signs of what people are talking about. We may see signs of it beginning to thin out. and some of the ryegrass not like the heat, but I don't know because I've never used ryegrass in my lawn. So that's again the purpose of the project lawn. I'm going to be able to educate myself through this little project of, okay, I've sowed some, I'll be able to say I've sowed ryegrass before, and this is what I saw it did. It looked really awesome. It stripes really well. It blended well with fescue. It didn't like it when temperatures got around 80s or 70s or whatever it may be. And so I'm going to be able to be more educated on ryegrass moving forward. In addition to that, we've talked about also in the project lawn how eventually this is all going to basically be converted to warm season grass, probably anyways. And the reason is because of all of what you see over here is the brown is all warm season grass out here, right? This is all common mixed weeds, Bermuda. It's all warm season. That's what kind of naturally springs up here in North Carolina. And more than likely, I'm gonna my next project will be educating myself in warm season grass. And you're talking about maybe some Bermuda, maybe something like a zoysia. I don't know what the church may want to do. That's a discussion for us to have there. But if once the cool season phase is over, again, it's easier to convert a cool season lawn to warm season than to plant something like Bermuda that spreads, that is the alpha grass, and then try to convert that back to cool season. So we're doing cool season first on purpose by design, because if we want to convert it to warm season grass, we can do that easily. It'll be very simple to kill all of this off and lay down some warm season sod or plant warm season grass, but doing it vice versa, very difficult. So for this year, we're focused on right now, we are growing a cool season lawn of half fescue. We got some GCI fescue that's existing, and then we've got some ryegrass is going to be coming up. And as you can see in one of the thin areas here, we do have baby grass. This looks like one of the areas that is possibly, quote, as sprout and pout. It is popped up grass everywhere, but it doesn't seem to be taken off and growing. This looks like a sign of, I need fertilizer right here, where in other areas it seems like it is growing. And again, all the growth that you see, and just me standing here, it's filling in wonderfully. And that's without fertilizer. So it is about the time where the ryegrass is caught up with the existing grass, where we can begin to probably this week go ahead and put down the Jonathan Green, Vera Green lawn fertilizer. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to put that down to the lawn, and it's going to definitely give us a green up. It's going to definitely give that nitrogen into the lawn to where we start getting some growth. So we're thickening up is the answer. Yes, number one, we're going to find out how the ryegrass does in North Carolina. I'm going to find out personally myself through this little experiment. We have a lot of growth. The bifin is working. There is everywhere in the lawn that you see, including the playground back here, we sprayed bifin, and all of the ants, the ant hills that I had are gone. In this case, where I didn't spray, these ants were smart enough to just pick up and move away from where bifin didn't really affect them. And as you see, there's tons of ants there. If you can see those guys right there. But there are none in the lawn area. There was one up here that I'll show you. And this was a big mound right on the corner of the concrete. We sprayed it, and it looks like they all gathered together for the last meal and died, because there's all the ants. I don't know if there's any ant experts, but yeah, they're all like, they all decided to go to the grave together like a cult or something. I don't really know, but the long story short, all of the grass is getting thicker now. It's getting bushier. We're not there to quite yet to cut it, but I think it's time to go ahead and do our fertilizer. So we will look to do that on the next video. So with that said, God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Again, let's remember our friends and our fellow North Carolinians out in the mountains. Keep them in your prayers. But we will be back hopefully this week with another video to be able to show you how we are going to lay down the fertilizer. We're going to see what this Jonathan Green, Vera Green is going to look like, and we're going to be taking you along for all that progress. So God bless you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time here from Central North Carolina.